whatever involvement I have myself, and try to talk about the strategy that's being put in place at the moment. We need to have a conversation. We have to try to make our staple diet become a stable diet. We have to, without overthinking things, create awareness that the food that's in front of us is not only good food, but we have a fairly good idea of where it's come from, how it's come about, and how our enjoyment is informed by that. And the idea of a sustainable approach to food is that awareness, that being informed, comes about by people having a confidence that the food they eat has made the shortest possible journey to get to that plate, that it's been prepared in a particular way, that there hasn't been any unnecessary additives, but the food is being enjoyed in its natural state, and that there's a calendar in relation to how that food is made, and ultimately the processes that are involved in that food preparation are themselves sustainable. And how we create that general awareness is what the Cork Food Policy Council is trying to do. There's been a fortunate agreement to employ someone to engage in community engagement and wider consultation, which is the start of that particular process. And the hope is by involving as many people as possible in that process, we can talk about the type of philosophy that I've been maybe badly trying to articulate since I started speaking a few minutes ago. The idea is that through the assistance of a community engagement worker, someone specialised in the whole area of food, its preparation and its role in the wider scheme of things, working with community interest, we can get across this wider public awareness that needs to be brought about. The consultation process we're hoping to use is not only wider public consultation, that obviously be advertisements and invitations for people to talk amongst themselves, go to meetings, maybe make submissions, but also to use other forms of consultation that have been devised over recent years that have shown themselves to be more effective, or certainly helping us to arrive at particular destinations in our journeys by making use of them. I suppose the widest example we could use are the citizens' assemblies that we've seen in recent years. Now, they have been very big exercises involving 100 people on issues that would have engaged and maybe sometimes convulsed the country, but they've tended to be very important opportunities as regards to how debates can be better informed and decisions can be better made on being informed. And I think that food is one of those subjects that we can do. The idea is to do it on a more local basis, a more regional basis, and whereas the Assembly is a larger approach, there are similar mechanisms like citizen juries, where the ultimate consultation group might be a couple of dozen people rather than a few hundred people, but the effects are the same, the modus operandis are similar, and the consultation is thorough, the information giving is unbiased, and the hope is that the reporting at the end of it brings about a new approach to what I think many people in this room think is the whole idea of food culture. And in Cork, what we aspire to, what we like to believe that we're heading towards, is the idea that food is an important part of who we are. Where we haven't been successful in the past, where the efforts are being made to make those pieces fit, is that there has been a lack of joining, a disconnect between the various elements of the food chain. The actual food chain itself, the people who are growing the food, how the choices are made and what foods get grown, the people who are part of the subsequent chain who take the raw material of the natural food, see if it needs to be processed in a particular way, see if it gets packaged in a particular way, see that it's brought to places where it can be bought, sold and distributed, the people who prepare the food. And the reality is that it's an army of people involved in each item of food that we eat. And if we believe in a truly democratic society, we want to involve ourselves and make sure that we own that process in a way that our awareness and our confidence in it is the utmost. And I think what's being attempted here is an attempt to do that. I was at an event yesterday where awards were being given for sustainability, by Rethink Ireland, and one of the groups that received money, and it was significant funding, a significant five-figure sum, was the Cork Migrant Centre, who actually operate out of Nanonego Place here. They have an international garden, but it's not here, it's actually in Ballintemple in the grounds of the Ardfoyle Convent. And it's small in scale, but I think what it does is it points out a route map of where we could go. Because the thing about the international garden is that, and even terms like garden maybe skew the debate a bit because people think flowers rather than food, maybe when we're growing things too much. But the international garden are a number of people coming through the migrant centre with their own experience of migration, trying to bring a bit of their food culture to the idea of growing the food and the type of foods that are being grown. The amazing thing, and it is still very small scale, are the types of food you see being grown there. And what they're showing is these foods can be grown here, they can become part of our local diet, and if we're talking about a society where multiculturalism thrives, and we gain from the experience of other cultures living amongst us, food could be at the vanguard of that. If we're thinking about sustainability, I think there are so many societal goals that can be reached by that very existence. So the hope is that by the experiences that exist out there, the individuals who are forging new and radical approaches to the ideas that will shape our future society and help our children and their children live in a better world and a better society will be helped by exercises like this. But the most important part of it is that it's shaped by participation, people who are confident in the process, people who want the need to be informed, who feel on being given information that they're confident in, that they themselves can influence a better way of doing things. And I'm confident that they can, and I'd like to commend the Cork Food Policy for putting this process into place. Thank you.